A zombie was discovered in a long-abandoned bus. The woman took a closer look. I found that this zombie was actually pregnant late at night. He fought back his fear to help the loss of childbirth. Unexpectedly, the baby in the other party's body has not been infected. Looks very healthy. But the female zombie has already lost her mind. Soldiers on the side immediately opened fire on their base, and threatening women to teach zombie babies. The voice just fell. The soldier was seized by a giant hand. One is nearly 2 meters tall. Naked giant male zombie fight with a head in his hand. He is probably the female zombie's spouse. A dangerous and hurried continent. Can a woman get her son out of trouble safely? Let's start at the beginning of the story. After 28 days of change, after 28 weeks of change, finally ushered in 28 years of change. What does this change mean? That is to say, 28 years ago, bad members of animal protection organizations release a batch in the lab. Viral gorilla leads to bustling London. It became a dead city in just 28 days. Now 28 years have passed. Survivors of the virus catastrophe. Away from the city, a new gathering area was established. Britain has officially become a no-man's land. 12-year-old Spike, living with my family in a 4-way house, on an island in the sea. The village is flooded with fresh water. Slogans of scarcity. Everyone lives by the lowest standards. They've lost the will to change. This morning, Spike wakes up easily. Put a flashlight in your bag. Whistle, pen, hand, and other tools. Then run downstairs to eat in a hurry. Father and son eat half. Heard a bang from upstairs. Turns out Spike's mother, Hila, is seriously ill. Perennial bed rest. Ill means island in Scottish Gaelic. For stack. Mom does look like this island is drying up. Someday it will perish. Please take this opportunity to tell your wife. 12-year-old Stack prepares to complete her bar mitzvah early. Il was very excited. Yelling at your husband is a pervert. He's a British killer who wants to murder children. The reason why he was so excited, it's because of the so-called bar mitzvah. It is to enter the infected area jungle to hunt zombies. The residents of the island have all heard of Spike's decision, wishing him the best of luck. Spike enjoyed the cheers and applause. In a trance, I became a hero with determination. Even the leadership committee came to deliver the Spike agenda. Because ordinary kids, you wait until you're 15 to participate in the ceremony. Spike is very brave. The female leader Sui told him, bar mitzvahs are brutal. Once on the mainland, there will be no rescue in the village. Whether it is dead or alive is entirely up to personal creation. On the wasteland at the entrance to the mainland, counting the tombstones of losers. If you don't want to be one of them, you have to give it your all. Fortunately, Jimmy is willing to accompany his son to challenge. The people walk towards the long causeway. This is the only way to the mainland. It only appears when the tide goes out. When the tide is high, the sea will drown the only way out. And the currents in the sea will draw people into the depths. There are still about 4 hours until high tide. Father and son have no way out. They first pass a path full of branches. This is where the village gets its fuel. When Stack grows up, maybe I'll work here. At this time, zombies have evolved into several breeds and live in harmony with nature. In a sense, human. Instead, it became an intruder who hunted zombies wantonly. Many people even enjoy the game of torturing and killing zombies. There was no formal education. Kids like Spike. When you reach a certain age, you must systematically learn archery, how to shoot people quickly and easily. The corpse is the only proposition in their growth. Spike was taught by his father. Successfully shot the first prey in his life. However, the zombies roar attracted the surrounding companions. Move fast for you. Send several holes through several zombie heads in a row. In the end, there was only one young zombie left. You didn't shoot an arrow at him. Let the little zombie disappear into the jungle. The two continued deep into the forest with bows and arrows on their backs. On the way, I encountered a group of migrating animals. Human disaster. Instead, let these wild animals become the master of nature again. There is a dilapidated wooden house near the wilderness. Although people may have searched it 100 times. But the two still plan to search. Spike found the frisbee for public opinion in the dilapidated house. He was born too late. I don't even recognize what it is. The voice just fell. Our work came not far away. Please enter the battle state immediately. Approach the room carefully. As a result, I saw a zombie dumped on the beam. The crows are watching the rotten meat on him. Spike wanted to keep his head down from the cruel scene. His father wouldn't let him look away. That zombie has words of humiliation carved on it. His head is tied to a cloth bag. I don't know how long I've been hanging here. It is highly speculated that when he was tied up here, should still be a normal person. It's just that it's infected now. I heard that there are some strange people roaming the mainland. Maybe they were in a hurry. Please let Spike kill this zombie to refine his gall. He also told his son that the more he killed, the easier it would be. Don't feel bad. The infection has taken their minds anyway. Spike pulls a bow and arrow, but didn't let go. Just as he hesitated, the zombie has broken free from the rope and landed a few meters. Shoot it quickly. Move without hesitation. The two continue to move forward. See the blade, blood stained on it. Go further. Found another disemboweled body of a beast. The animal's head, still hanging from a tree trunk not far away. Please know that there are a group of zombies in the jungle. It's a very powerful one, not only conscious and combat command capabilities. He doesn't think it's good. Hurry up and ask your son to hurry up. Who would have thought that under the big tree not far away, there are hordes of zombies? Please react instantly. Return to the woods with my son. Those zombies are like bald rescuers who smell meat. They're chasing after us. They are not the zombies of ordinary film and television works. They move really fast. Please instruct your son to adjust his breathing, to set up bows and arrows together and aimed at the leading zombie. Jimmy shot 2 in a row. However, Spike has completely lost his aim. Seeing more and more zombies, Jimmy can only fight and run. The sense of presence in this passage is very real. It's hard to imagine that this film was filmed from outside the wind. I saw father and son fleeing all the way to an abandoned hut. Jimmy is guarding the entrance against zombies. Let the son check if there is a place to hide around. I didn't expect Spike to find a skylight. Sydney dragged him up. Unexpectedly, as zombie scurried over, he had to let go of his son and shoot the zombie first. The two of them were so tired that they finally climbed to the attic. The swords they brought out have run out. Never go head-to-head with these zombies. It is definitely impossible to rush back before the rise. Spike looked out the window. See a little fire coming from a distant place. And he wondered what was there. But Jimmy has never been to that place, and able to answer my son's question. Late night Spike dreams mother standing in the sea. The seawater has reached his neck. And beyond the dream, lead the animals to pass by. Jimmy was the first to realize. I'm afraid this little dilapidated attic won't hold up anymore. He hurried to wake up his son who was still dreaming. The two left the cabin before the attic collapsed. Jimmy estimated the time and ran back. This will not completely about although. But the water level above should be shallow. They're going to risk the suit walking back. Fortunately, Jimmy's estimate was correct. That water can't reach the calf. Just don't wait for the two to breathe a sigh of relief. A giant zombie discovered their location. A flock of crows surrounded by zombies. Foretell some kind of death. In a blink of an eye, he flew to the side of the two. A few meters saw the waves stirring up behind him. Realized that the zombies were chasing after them. They were milking and running. Unexpectedly, Stack dropped the chain at a critical moment. His legs fell into the water. Please pull up. Son running crazy for help. The zombies are getting closer and closer. A few meters finally saw the sentry not far away. The person squatting above turns on the lights. Several ships were fired at the giant zombie. But ordinary arrows can't kill this big guy. The sentry made an instant decision. Launch precious giant arrows. Finally knocked that zombie down. A few meters for fear of change. Crazy visit. However, Suyi is worried that the two will be infected. Have been reluctant to open the door. An angry Jimmy pressed his son to the crack of the door, shouting, "Look at his eyes." I saw Spike's eyes full of fear. At first glance, it is not the emotion of losing friends. The cautious Suyi finally opened the door. The villagers warmly welcomed the father and son back. I bought you a few drinks. Start jackpot. What happened along the way? He took fat, dull zombies. The description is incredible. Make a hero of a son who is so afraid that his legs are weak. This makes the atmosphere even more high. The frenzied crowd picked up Spike. They were shouting. Crazy dance. 12-year-old Spike was drunk. I saw my father leading a woman through the back door. Spike pushed the crowd away and vomited for a while. Sneaked behind my father. But I saw him having sex with that woman. Spike grieves for his mother. I left the party and went home to visit my mother. But Sam, who helps keep the gate, says Ela is asleep. He's not sick today. In good condition. Sam asked Stack how he felt about it. The honest little boy replied, although my father blew me like a hero. But I am nothing. Only shot a zombie who was too fat to walk. I'm just scared. I wanted to be home with my mom. Your dad probably felt the same, Spike told Sam. Except for losing half. On this journey, he saw many animals and distant points of light. Dad said it was flames, but I don't know who ignited it. Sam asked if the firelight was in the southwest direction. Steck nodded. Only then did Sam explain that it might be old Kelson. He used to be my general practitioner. I thought Kelson was dead long ago. His clinic is outside Whitley Bay. Spike Wenyan couldn't understand why his father lied. He made it clear that all the doctors were dead. So no one knows what happened to Mom. Sam appeased Spike. Your dad was just afraid of scaring you. There's something strange about old Kelsner. Stack still wants to ask for details, but Sam wouldn't say anything. Since Jimmy has something to hide. Then as an outsider, he shouldn't talk too much. Spike got into his mother's bed and fell asleep. Until the next morning. Drunk Jeannie came home. But he wasn't drunk. Instead, prepare breakfast for the family as usual. Spike endured and endured, or choose to ask my father. Why didn't you tell me? There's a doctor who can see Mom. Jean had no choice. I had to tell my son before you were born. We often go to collect. But then there are fewer and fewer resources to collect. So we go further. So I met a group of people from the Kelsons. 500 horses away. I can smell death. Wait for Jimmy and his party to reach the hillside. I saw hundreds of corpses broken apart in turn. There are men inside, woman, child. In the middle of the corpse is a fire. Hatham threw the bodies into the fire one by one. I just noticed the people on the hillside. She excitedly waved her hand and said hello. Jeannie and the others left in a hurry. And he didn't go anywhere near it for 15 years. So whether Kelson was a doctor or not, everything has changed after the change. However, Spike was not convinced by Jeannie. He always felt that his father was waiting for his mother to die. Maybe as Lummy dies, father will marry the woman from last night. Punctured Jimmy slapped Spike. When he came back to his senses and wanted to apologize, Spike has run to the second floor room. He was guarding the door with a dagger. Father is not allowed near mother. An angry Jimmy punched the wall to vent his anger. Leave the house without saying a word. Now that Spike knows the doctor exists, it doesn't matter who Kelson is. He has to take his mother to the doctor. So Spike set fire to a trash room. Run to the sentry tower and yell that it's on fire. After luring the two sentries away, Spike goes back to his mother. Solitary note. Take Eel on the road to medical treatment. Mother and son travel through mountains and rivers, heading towards the southwest. But Isla's disease goes deeper. I got tired after walking for a long time. Stack can only find a place to spend the night. Others are little ghosts. Take care of Mom and rest. I stay awake and watch the night. However, Steck is still a child after all. He didn't last long. Start eyelid fights. A wall falls asleep. Little do you know that a zombie is slowly approaching. Seeing that he has crawled to Stack's side, the mother who came back to light stepped forward. Protected their children. Judging from the killing of Israelilo, he was probably a tough guy before he got sick. I didn't expect to be tortured like this by the disease. The two left the place where they spent the night and continued on their way. At the same time, they are more advanced than the villagers in the gathering place. Everybody's got a gun in their hand. But even so, facing the tree's amazing zombies, these soldiers don't have the advantage either. They were thrown to the ground and devoured. The virus spreads rapidly. Survivors can only kill their companions. Unexpectedly, he was also knocked down by the zombies just in the next second. Only Samming was left in the brigade. Fortunately, they found a hiding place. Use iron gates to separate zombies and strafe them. Just got a chance to breathe. 3 people play the license plate and move forward inside the confused tunnel. If you go out a few hundred meters, you will be tragically lost. This line is so powerful. Grab the soldier's head with your bare hands and hit it out. Pull the other person's vertebrae directly out. He's holding the spine and jerking another lad. And it was really quite frightening. The last soldier dared not linger. Hurry back and escape the tunnel. The screen changes back to the protagonist's mother and son. Isla's consciousness is becoming increasingly unconscious. Sometimes I think of Spike as Jimmy. Reveal memories from many years ago. As Isla spoke, his nose began to bleed. Spike helps Mom wipe off the blood. Shoot the approaching zombie. But this thing is like a cockroach. One appears. Others will follow. Stack hurriedly pulled his mother away. The two rushed to a nearby gas station in one breath, bang open the front door and hide in. Unexpectedly, the external inhalation. It's hard to breathe. I haven't waited for the mother and son to react. Those zombies also got in. Spike struggles with zombies. Hila has breathing difficulties. Breathing like a blast box. Critical moment. The surviving soldier brother appeared. It's a pity he did bad things with good intentions. One shot detonated a buildup of flammable gas indoors. Loss of constitution is burned to char. Spike and his mother survived lying low. The soldier brother quickly came to check the situation. It can be seen from their conversations. My brother's name is Eric. He's Swedish. He learns that Spike is going to help his mother find a doctor. Can't help but soften. Carry the weak Hila and send the mother and son to a city. On the way, Eric explained his boat. While patrolling the east coast of Scotland, hit something. The wind carried the hulk to the shore. Eric strayed into this forbidden area. There were 8 of them when we landed. Now there's only one poisoned seedling left for Eric. Stack offered to wait for my mom to see a doctor. You can live in our village. Halfway through, Eric clamored to rest. He pulls out his cell phone with no signal. Shows Spike a picture of his fiancée. The poor boy had never seen a cell phone before. I didn't know that girls outside like to wear makeup. She also thought that the oldest sister in the photo was allergic to bile. That's why the lips are swollen so high. 10 minutes after the message, Hila can finally make her way on her own. They didn't go far. Saw an abandoned bus. As soon as Hila approaches, just came out with countless mice. He stumbled into the carriage. I actually saw morning in labor. The corpse is still hanging from the clothes of the pregnant woman. He shouldn't have been infected for long. It was most likely contracted after pregnancy. Therefore, the fetus in the womb is not affected. Hila comes from the mother. Sexual instinct helps female zombies give birth. And here's what happens at the beginning of the film. Since Lost, Alpha Coefficient not only brutally killed Eric, still chasing after the Stikes. Stack runs and shoots arrows. But Alpha Coefficient is rough skin and thick flesh. Not affected at all. Stack and his mother escape from the carriage. About to get caught by the Alpha Coefficient. An old man. Blow a few arrows at the Alpha Coefficient. What kind of medicine is estimated on that arrow? The manic Alpha Coefficient stands still for a moment. Stack knew he was blind when he entered this man's doctor. Cat meets dead mouse. I actually ran into Dr. Kelson. He quickly explained his mother's situation. Kelson left the place with the mother and son. One of the Alpha Coefficients hurts them when they wake up. 3 people wade across the river to a wasteland. Unexpectedly, Kelson is still a performance artist. He used the sea bones of those who died. Made this memorial square. Every skull here has had a thought. Every eye socket sees the scenery. Each set of jaws has spoken and swallowed. Kelson wanted to make their deaths meaningful. So, I created this place. No wonder 15 years ago, the manager will see Kelson burn the body. He's not some psychopathic murderer. I just like to remember the dead in my own way. Hazen briefly examined Isla's body. He didn't have the whole equipment. Can't do Slipknot either. But according to the basic inspection, Hila is likely to have cancer. And has spread from the body to the brain. Actually, Hila knows. He had long guessed that his illness was serious. I'm afraid so do the others in the village. It's just that no one wants to talk to Spike. Everyone is tacitly waiting for Hila. Death. The doctor's words completely robbed Spike of hope. On the other hand, Hila refused with relief. Hatham, as a doctor, better than anyone, Hila needs liberation. So he told the mother and son that there are many kinds of death. You can say goodbye to your family and love. And Kang left this world. Hila took the doctor's cue. Willing to accept euthanasia. And his departure meant a lot to his son. It would be a relief. Wait until Dr. Kelson comes out of the woods. An extra skull in hand. Spike takes his mother's skull. Climb to the top of the shelf. Point Isla's eyes at the birth son. Alpha Coefficient came after us at dawn. The doctor quickly took Spike to hide underground. Alpha Coefficient seems eager to get that kid back. Keep hitting the iron bars above your head. He reaches into his arm, holds on to the doctor. Critical moment. Spike picks up the anesthetic sword on the ground. Into the Alpha Coefficient arm. I think it's time for you and the baby. Spike is on his way home. He hung the baby on the gate of the village. then go back to the forest alone. Maybe Spike isn't ready to go home yet. He wanted to move on. Until you can't see the sea. The other side, Zoe left the baby and Spike's letter. Delivered to Jimmy's house. Jimmy saw his son's letter. Run out of the village quickly. But no matter how much he screams, Spike won't even hear it. His son is not destined to be trapped on the island. Now Spike is under siege by a group of zombies. He was running out of bows and arrows. I can only run forward quickly. Unexpectedly, the cemetery was blocked by a pile of boulders. A blonde. The man with the cross appears. He is surrounded by a group of strong people, fashionably dressed followers. These people kill their zombies like chopping melons and vegetables. The previous victim who was hung upside down with lettering on his back. 80%. It's the kind of betrayal that blonde men punish. Disciple or loser. These people are more intelligent, more savage zombies. Formed a new type of tribal order. And the blonde man and Spike's father's name are very like his name is Jamie. There was a terrible disaster 28 years ago. That day, young Jamie crouched with all the children in the family. Teletubbies. The mother closed the door nervously and told him not to leave the room. Soon there was a crash outside. Jamie called his mother's name against the door panel. As a result, several zombies slammed the door open vigorously. Jamie escapes after being knocked into a door. Not a single child in front of the TV was spared. Scared Jamie ran out the door. But my mother was also bitten by zombies. The other party was shouting to run before he died. Jamie, little boy stumbles to church to find his father. But the latter will only say things he doesn't understand. I'm dead. Saved. The father handed the cross of faith to Jamie. Then stand in place and be swallowed by zombies. You don't understand why your father abandoned him. And the cross in his hand. It has become the Taoist character representing the beauty of the cult. Jamie and Stack heal pain with madness. Your perseverance and love. After the collapse of civilization, human nature is always full of forks in the road. In addition to these two roles, other characters also have deep meaning behind them, like Spike's father, Jimmy. He is a classic patriarchal symbol. Lack of care for his sick wife. As a soldier, he enjoyed the respect of the villagers, even putting their own children at risk. But at the same time he has been suppressing his violence. Make breakfast for your child, training his survival skills. Take pride in your son. Please be like many fathers. Both provide protection, another source of harm. In general, this film combines the themes of art and zombies. Well combined.